I know you've addressed this on your show. You think the Browns roster is being disrespected nationally?
Yeah, because there's this ideal out there, right? And maybe it's just because it's the brand name of the Cleveland Browns and people just expect the Browns to just, if they don't have X player with them, then they're going to be terrible. But like this idea that the Cleveland Browns are going to be like this awful team that can't do anything if Deshaun Watson missed most of the season, or if Baker Mayfield doesn't come back and play for the Browns or whatever, like whatever agenda somebody's pushing on that, is kind of a ridiculous one given the talent on the Browns roster. I've said this numerous times, but like the people that think this team's going to be an outright disaster without one or the other, like this team's going to go 6-10 or something, well 6-11 or something like that, or 7-10. Look at this roster and look at any other 6-10 team in football and tell me that that's even close. Like I don't buy it, right? Look at the other Browns rosters that have gone that record and then compare it to this Browns roster and then tell me that you think they are similar. I just don't buy it there. I think people are making a lot of the drop from quarterback play, from a perceived drop from Baker Mayfield to Jacoby Brissett. I don't think there's that big of a gap there, given that the Browns aren't expecting Jacoby Brissett to perform like Baker Mayfield in 2020. They're kind of just expecting him to perform at a better level than Baker Mayfield did in 2021, which was bottom 30 of the league, right? He was 30th in PFR, 27th in QBR. I don't think there's a single Baker apologist or whatever we call people who are defending Baker at this point that would say that Baker had a good 2021. The Browns aren't expecting Jacoby Brissett to hit those highs of 2020. They're expecting him to simply just be more consistent and better than Baker Mayfield was last year. That's a achievable bar. And let's not forget, they're a missed kick and 4 interceptions and a half away from almost making the playoffs and winning the division last year, right? That game against Cincinnati would have been for all the marbles if he throws maybe one less interception and the kicker makes a kick. Like it wasn't that far-fetched that the Browns could have made the Bengals the 6th seed in the playoffs. That's how insanely close it was last year. And people are telling me that they can't do something because there's Jacoby Brissett. I feel like the quarterback play last year was worse than Jacoby Brissett for whatever reason you want to blame it on. It was worse than Jacoby Brissett. The PFF grades bear that out. The QBR bears that out, that what you got out the quarterback position was worse than what you would have gotten out of Jacoby Brissett. Now, you can make the argument that a healthy Baker would be better than Jacoby Brissett, but after 4 years to land the up and down line of quarterback, right? Baker Mayfield, kind of like the Bitcoin of quarterback. You don't know what that price is going to be at any given time, right? So after 4 years of gambling like that, the Browns are just like, hey, we'll just use regular money because we know $1 is going to be relatively close to $1, right? Like we don't know what one Bitcoin is going to be, and Baker Mayfield is relative to that. Like I don't know what he's going to be. Right, he could blow up. It'd be great in Carolina, but they're done betting on that. They have made that point clear. So, yeah, I think the roster's being disrespected. I mean, if you put this roster in any other city under any other team, you put them in Baltimore or Pittsburgh, people are not going to be talking like this team's going to be a disaster, right? I mean, for goodness sake, we got people talking in Baltimore like they could lose an MVP at quarterback and Lamar Jackson still be fine. Like, I don't know how this gets to losing Baker Mayfield means that your team's all of a sudden going to be terrible. I don't think Baker's had that kind of impact on winning that people want to make it seem like he has had. That's not disrespect to Baker Mayfield. That's just kind of the truth, right? Like 2018 was a big changing point, but they added 3 Pro Bowlers, Jarvis Landry, Nick Chubb, Denzel Ward. Baker Mayfield was never a Pro Bowler. He was a good player at some times. He was a bad player in others, but, he was not the catalyst on why this team got better. They got better because the talent around the quarterback position was greatly improved. And there's nothing that has changed the talent around this quarterback position that has raised the floor on this team. So why would that change now when it's always been about the talent that's raised the floor of the quarterback play?